Jesempra Musila, the Rastaman, Bubulo East, and the Ugandan, and the patriotic one, and also a Pan-Africanist in my DNA. Why I call the press today is to complain, to lay my complaints before the public through you, the Fourth Estate, so that the world knows what is going on, especially to these Ugandans who by the Constitution we are supposed to protect at all times, whether within the country or outside the country. It is our responsibility that we should do so to protect all Ugandans, to have their right to life and other freedoms and liberties. South Africa, by way of history, got independence by 1910. But by 1948, the regime, the white supremacists, come up to coin up apartheid from 1948 or so. And it has been reigning on up to about 1990, 94. And many younger people like you think that after Mandela coming out of the Robben Island, which I visited and sat on his bed as well in that prison, think that South Africa got independence in 1994. No, that is not the case. But why do I delve into that? Because by 1988-89, most of the South African refugees were here in Uganda, in Luwero. I studied with the man, many of them, of course, at Makerere University, using our money. The man was called Forza. He was in the political science class like me. Now, we were great friends, intimate really. I don't know, maybe I've visited several in South Africa, I can't trace him. Unlike these days, those days we had no phones. But there were so many of them, we kept them here, nicely. He did not belong to ANC, African National Congress. He belonged to PAC, Pan-African Congress, as a party. And many others like that. But of course, all of them solidified to fight apartheid. I'm trying to give this history that over 100,000 South Africans for the last almost 50 years were out of South Africa, all over the continent, that the movement sprang out under countries, especially led by Tanzania, and the frontline countries, trying to protect the black people of South Africa who were being butchered left and right, just of course, like Cesar Rhodes had done. We kept them in Tanzania and Uganda and every other country. And these countries formed the frontline countries to fight apartheid in South Africa. Some of them paying with their own lives, like Samora Machel, who was assassinated by the regime in Pretoria. Now today, this issue of saying xenophobia, Afrophobia, I want to say, turn the dynamic. It is Negrophobia. I've been to South Africa severally, and for over a span of time, I know the illegals who are there, those of Arabic origins, those of Asiatic origins, some of them even Africans, but of Asiatic connections. If you go to Pretoria, Johannesburg, Port Elizabeth, Cape Town, and everywhere, you will find so many Ethiopians. But as long as your color is sort of, how do I call it, maybe, not red, you're okay. Their problem is the Negroid color, the black color. Now they forget 1, 2, 3 things, and I want to mention them here. Do they know that other Africans have invested in South Africa, and they are investors and are causing massive employment in South Africa, which is supposed to be Azania anyway? I don't know why they are stuck with South Africa. In my own language, when you say South Africa, Shasi Africa, it is very obscene, meaning the underworld hair on the human body. You see? Now, Apollo, I visited this young man in Cape Town, in Pretoria. Apollo, from Entebbe here. The young man is a Uganda. He has rented, I think, almost the whole street. He has a school with over 10,000 children. He told me he has about only 100 Ugandans working there, imported from here, out of the 1,000 workers. The rest are South Africans. You look at that and wonder if he's not a great investor there. The trouble with our black people in South Africa is, number one, I think they were so conditioned in the brain, or rather poisoned in a certain way, by people like Cecil Rhodes, to the extent that they are lazy. They don't want to work. Even if you wanted him to do some simple work around here, he will first demand for an appointment letter. Something for 1 hour. He will demand an appointment letter. And they will leave exactly on the dot of time. You see? But we have other Africans who are hustlers, who can work throughout. No South African can work at night or overtime or anything like that. They don't. Those ethnic, I'm not talking of native South Africans, but ethnic. The Xhosa, but the Zulus are the worst, by the way. The Zulus are the worst. Those called Bushmen, because the whites belittled us to that extent. Bushmen, everybody is a bush person. You see? So, let them not get their weakness into getting to killing our people. Why do I seethe with this anger and dangerous anger? Because we have lost. This young man is dead. Nasima Ronald is dead. Beaten, globered like a thief. Globered like a thief. He went to work. And after globbering and killing him, they throw him in sewage. He is from my constituency. He is from my home area. And his father and I are cousins. Now, we want to tell the South Africans that we are not your enemies. You have enemies down there in your Shashi Africa. 12% of the population of South Africa, the legal population of South Africa, 12% are white people. Those who think are white, I see them as pink. I don't know why they call them white. 12% of the population are white. 80% of the land is owned by 12% of the population. There is no, the natural right of anybody on earth is land. And if you don't own land, you are simply useless. You are wretched in your own country. And instead of fighting that, now you fight fellow black people who kept you when you needed them most for over 50 years. We kept you in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Ghana, Nigeria, and everywhere. Asante ya punda niteke. The thanks of a donkey is a kick into your stomach. Thank you, South Africans, for being good at kicking at fellow Africans, fellow black people. It is not xenophobia, it is not Afrophobia, it is Negrophobia. You simply hate black people. So brainwashed to the extent that you think that you are white, because possibly some of you use Babylonian names. Ask them how they came there. Ask them how they came there. Lastly, I wish to turn to call on our institutions of governance in this country. This is not a matter for us to keep quiet. I shouldn't be a loner in these issues. I want to thank the government for what they have done operationally. First of all, evacuating our people from South Africa. I've already seen about almost 300 or 265 arrived here, and they need to be prepared, and let not anybody question as to why they should go to Chankwanzi, because they need to be prepared psychologically, and some of us ought to be there, that we prepare them psychologically. They have left everything. Some of them born there. I'm aware. Some of them former students of mine who have been there ever since they were children. They have become old as well. They need to be psychologically prepared by us. Operationally, thank you. But my government, my parliament, ought also to be heard diplomatically and politically. We are not attacking the government of South Africa, but we are saying you are quiet. There is the devil in being quiet. There is the devil in being quiet. Government should come up with a statement. We know President Cyril Ramaphosa is our father-in-law here. We are aware. Blood relations. His son marries our own daughter here, or vice versa. But this is a national issue. This is an international issue. You see? It's not because that, I don't go for individuals, but we should speak. Why? If we are investors and workers in South Africa, let them know that their institutions, their businesses out of South Africa are enormous. MTN. Even me, both my numbers are MTN. I've not rioted to say, let me leave MTN. I've been using MTN since 1998. To date, maybe coming to now almost 30 years. In 2 years' time, it will be 30 years using MTN. Well and good. Well and good. We have DSTV, South Africa. We have Stambik. We have other installations that have invested here, raking millions from other black people, repatriating to South Africa, and yet saying you want jobs. 265 Ugandans came back. Let them show me statistics that they left a gap for 265 jobs for these murderers, those running around and ranting and calling in local language, calling us fools and hyenas and whatever. Mr. Muchomo, you got to know, as a Sangoma, you will die a miserable man. You will die a miserable man, Mr. Sangoma. Sangoma, Muchomo is a Sangoma. He's a witch doctor. Sangoma in Zulu means witch doctor. Your witchcraft shouldn't be brought to the black people of Africa. It's bad. You will die a miserable man, and we curse you. You will die a very miserable man, including even your generations, your children and their children. You can't kill innocent people who are wreaking, who are simply going out to survive. Nobody has stopped you. We have in your installations, MTN, Stambik, Standard Chartered, DSTV, we have South Africans. But remember, you as a press, I don't know whether you have had a statement from MTN or Stambik dissociating themselves with the chaos in South Africa. Have you had it? I want to challenge this country. Have you had it? You see, the fourth estate would have already been called. So that MTN, which gets trillions every day from Uganda, is dissociating themselves from the chaos in South Africa. They have not. That means you are quiet means what? Stambik, you are quiet means what? DSTV, you are quiet means what? That means there is a conspiracy against our people, our Ugandans, that even these institutions simply keep mum because they know what they are doing in South Africa, their home country, is right. Is right. Yes, I wait to see that statement coming to you, the fourth estate. Very finally, we want to see your social responsibility. The returnees are there. Wretched, they have no life to live. They left everything. Those who have called me from my constituents and my home, they say they left everything, every investment, and simply ran for their lives. We want to see MTN, we want to see Stambik, we want to see a DSTV, how they treat them under this coinage of social responsibility. Let me see, because these returnees must be settled. We want to see these companies coming up, possibly with 2 billion, 3 billion, 5 billion, to resettle these Ugandans who have left all their property in South Africa, to the vandals of South Africa who are used to violence, and they are violence prone, attacking even university students. Somebody has gone, is bringing money to your country, in Witwatersrand University or others, you are attacking them. This is not serious. But as Pan-Africanists, we don't want to forgive you. We will keep talking about you. We don't want to mhose you. We don't want to queries. You know, these are two local jargons, one in Rumasaba Rugisu and one in Runyankole. When somebody says mhosing, that means we don't want to avenge. I'm not talking, this is not a noun thing. It's not a noun. I'm using it as a verb. I'm using it as a verb. The Bagisu say, we don't want to do that. The Banyanko, they say mhosing. We don't want to mhose you. We are not going to that extent. But we also request the country and my country and the parliament, let me wait tomorrow and see the statement of the speaker in parliament over this matter. I want to say thank you so much, South Africans and our people returning. We are with you, we stand with you. As the Constitution protects you, we will be with you. Thank you so much. Order paper, but certainly the voices are out there. The actions are there. If I'm talking about Nasima Ronald, murdered by South Africans, then what is the work of Parliament? That is exactly what we are supposed to do. As Parliament, we are people's representative. This young man has been with me severally, as my son. He's now gone. He's now gone. So Parliament must come up with a clear statement, either from the Speaker or from the ministries concerned, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and show the Ugandans, allay their fears. Show us, what are you doing? But more so from the ministers responsible, the ministers of Foreign Affairs. And I demand, I'm not requesting, I demand that there must be a discernible plan to repatriate those Ugandans, but also with a statement. Let us see how we are thinking, not our heads in the sand. No, no. This is something which affects all of us and is affecting Uganda, all Ugandans, but all Africans. Remember, of the 4 principles of NRM, one of them is Pan-Africanism. President Museveni started practicing this immediately he touched power here, because he knows he was kept in Tanzania and many other countries, in Mozambique, where he got, in Nachangwea, where he got military training by early 70s. He knows. He knows what Pan-Africanism means. Pan-Africanism. With us, we call it Rastafarianism. By 1965, in May, the Pan-African House in Addis Ababa, by those vanguards of Pan-Africanism, was built. You see, that's why some of us praise the togetherness of Africa. especially the black people, especially the Negroid people. Although we are being segregated by our own, these Sangomas, the witch doctors of South Africa. So, like you asked the question, we need a statement, 1, from government, the executive, 2, from parliament. I'm awaiting the speakers. I can't know, Professor, what is going to talk. Yes, madam.
Thank you so much. You're talking about waiting
for Johanna, olwaleero ndi wano okwogera nammwe abannamawulire Fourth Estate, ebituluma, ebyobuwinnike, abaana baffe bye bali okuyitiramu eri mu South Africa. Njagadde okubategeeza nti nno tuddeyo mu history yaffe. Omwaka 1910 South Africa yafuna independence. Abamu abangi nnyo tebamanyi n'okutuuka kati. Naye omwaka 1948 abazungu abe Pretoria ne Durban ne basalawo ku apartheid nti nno omuddugavu alina okutambulira awowe n'okusula awowe ate omuzungu abeere ewuwe. Kyova olaba na wano e Uganda byaliwo. Mukyawulira embaala ewange mu city nga abantu bagamba senior quarters, Indian quarters, naye towulirayo black man's quarters. Senior quarters ne Indian quarters weziri embaala eyo zikyaliyo, ate proudly tukyabiyita lwakubanga tetuli liberated enough. Abasajja bano okutuuka emitwalo 10 badduka ensi yaabwe nga abasinga Mandela bamukwasa omwaka 64, gusigaddeyo omwaka gumunzi okusaalibwa 65, ne bamuteeka mu prison ku Robben Island. Ngenzeeyo nenkyalayo nentuula ne ku kitanda kye yali yeebakako ni wali watuulanga okutuuka mwaka 1990 nga Mandela ava mu prison. Yagadde okubagamba nti nno na South Africa aba ANC, African National Congress, African National Congress ne party endala gye bayitanga paaka gye bayita Pan African Congress. Bannaffe twasoma na wane Makerere mmanyi omu gye bayitanga Foza, simanyi oba yabulirawo oba yafa, nze ekyaliwo. Foza bw'oba okyaliko ennaku zino kirungi nnyo na Rastaman wuno oyinza okumunoonya mu mikutu. Twabakweka wano ekiraga nti nno by 1989 ffe principles zaffe za NRM emu kunya emu egamba Pan-Africanism twali twatandika dda okubituukiriza. Naye kyetwewuunya ate kinyiisizza okutta mwana wa muganda wange n'asiima omu ku violence ebadde mu South Africa, n'asiima Ronald yagenze ne bakuba omwana ng'omubbi ne bagenda ne bamusuula mu sewage. Muganda w'omukulu ne banne bagezezzaako newankubadde nga bamukubye naye ne batamuleka okuvundira omwo ne bagenda ne bajjayo omulambo. Tuli mu ntegeka tulabe nti nno omulambo gujja, naye ate okujja okusanga kati ndowooza bajja kwokya mwokye omwana wuuno wano mumulabye. Kakati kyetugamba South Africa mwe baddugavu togamba tombuulira nti no xenophobia, tombuulira nti no afrophobia, lwakubanga Ba-Africans tuli bangi. Waliwo Aba-Africa ab'Ekiwarabu, Aba-Africa ab'Ekiyindi, nawane Uganda ab'Ekiyindi webali naye nga Bannayuganda Ba-Africans. They may not be native, they may not be ethnic, but they are native. Naye kyetukabirira lwaki baagala omuddugavu yekka South Africa okumukuba? Lwaki okutta bano abasamize? Ono nga mukyomo Sangoma mu luzuru kiraga omusamize, omusamize ng'oyo state yonna emuleke ate abantu bwe bati, ate abaana nga bano nga mumulese. Teeka ki erigamba nti nno South Africans kati bwensanga ba chief executive ba Stanbic oba MTN mutte era Uganda endeke omuntu bwabeera mutuuze kyangu nnyo singa yayingira eggwanga lyo mu bubi ekisooka mu regionalizing bw'oba omwagadde okusigala eyo ekyokubiri bw'oba tomwagalayo muteeke mu safe haven ogende ku embassy yaabwe obabuulire at your own cost obasitula obaleete oba evacuating bajje eka ensi yonna bwetyo bwekola buli wantu wonna bwetyo bwebakola niwankubadde America oba Bungereza oba bakola bwe batyo tewali etteeka erigamba nti nno mutte munyizizza baddugavu bannammwe nga wano mukolerawo ssente nga wano MTN efuna trillions buli lunaku nange ne namba zange zendiku ziri za MTN bili zokka bwe ziti ziri za MTN okuva 1998 kyenda munana nga ndi ku MTN okutuuka kati sisi ni wanzilishi njagala mbagambe nti nno business zammwe wano MTN yesinga obunene Stanbic Bank weeri DSTV weeri n'ebirala bi supermarkets ebitali bimu abammwe tetunabatta batambula Kampala batambula Uganda nga bwe beeyagala ate nkubira bannansi nti nno baleke batambule naye nsaba bwenti singa byeyongera twandibasabye mu bulungi badde ewaabwe business zaabwe bazirekere bannayuganda okuziddukanya bo badde ewaabwe naffe tusigale ewaffe tetujja kufa lwakubanga tetugenze South Africa ate n'ekigambo siasi Africa ekyo si kirungi mu Lugisu mu Lumasaba ekigambo kibi nnyo kyakuwemula naye tewali mutawaana tuyinza okubasaba bo badde ewaabwe basigaze bannayuganda bamanagers mu MTN mu Stanbic Bank n'awalala tubasaba njogedde Luganda, I'm speaking Luganda. You can go back to your country and leave your businesses to be run by Ugandans. Still you will get your profits. Certainly you are raking a lot of profits from Uganda and the rest of Africa. Njagala malirize na kino nsabe government yange gyenjagala obulungi nnyo eya NRM executive to a statement ate nkya because this is urgent. You are not going to resuscitate, not even resuscitate. You are not going to perform a miracle like Jesus did. Tojja kukola ekyamagero nga Yesu ozeewo n'asiima Ronald. Tujja kumuzaawa. Government vaayo ne statement bannayuganda bagiwulire. Njagala kubeebaza bannayuganda bemuleese 265 kirungi ate bagende ekyankwanzi tubasomese psychologically tubateeke mu mbeera emirimu gye bamanyiridde okukola South Africa kati kibeerewo tulabe ekyokukola. Statement eyokubiri erina okuva mu parliament. Ffe tuli ba representatives b'abantu ba Uganda. Executive eyinza obutavaayo ne statement naye ffe nga members ba parliament njagala nsabe speaker enkya bw'aba takyogeddeko ampa akazindaalo nga matter of very crucial importance in this country. Njagala ampa akazindaalo singa aganda nja kurayotinga engeri gye mumanyi singa aganda nja kurayotinga ye ku parliament tulina okuteekayo statement ensi emanye ebigenda mu maaso eggwanga lyaffe limanye ebigenda mu maaso n'abafudde. Ekisembayo abaana aba baritani tubatwala ekyankwanzi tuba preparing mu birowoozo endowooza yaabwe lwakubanga abamu bali traumatized. Njagadde MTN, Stanbic Bank, DSTV and other installations baveeyo ne social corporate responsibility batuweeyo billion ezitali wansi wa 10 tugende tusettlinga abaana bano. Buli mwana alina okubeerako ne million mpuzi wadde 5 zibamala buli omu abeereko ne million nga 5 bagende basettlinge lwakubanga ebintu byabwe byonna mubitutte. Abamu n'abaana baabwe bazaala abavubuka baffe batabani baffe bazzukulu baffe babazaala mu ba South Africans abazulu. Nina omwana gye mmanyi Martin Bwonya nga mukazi we muzulu naye abo bonna babagobye. N'omukazi mwennyini n'agamba bawange egende wammwe saagala abaana bange bafe. Katuba tukoze tutya? Tubaweyo miliyoni 5 buli mwana ate nga zivudde mu businesses z'aba South Africa bennyini. Mwebale nnyo. Yes. Amanya ga taata w'omwana ono bamuyita Fred Lwandanyi. Fred Lwandanyi. Muganda wange bamuyita Fred Lwandanyi okuva mu Magale sub-county. Magale sub-county na Misindwa district. Exactly. Omwana mwennyini n'asiima omugenzi n'asiima emyaka 29. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Omuyono. Yeah. Omuyono. Exactly. So I think, gentlemen and ladies, thank you. In the camera.
Are giving us services here. We all condemn what is happening in South Africa, but at least we should seek not to be like them. That is my humble appeal. And to the South Africans, I think the issues they have to fight are not fellow Africans who have migrated to South Africa. They should seek to correct the mistakes that were created by apartheid. For example, a population of just 7.3 owns 60 to 70% of the country's economy. And that is where the problem comes from. That most of the land is still in the hands of the whites. Most of the jobs are still in the hands of the whites. The jobs have not been taken by migrants. They have been taken by their fellow South Africans of a different race. And as they agreed to live together, they should also learn to work together to solve the imbalances that were created by apartheid instead of turning against African migrants. To Ugandans who are in South Africa and other countries, the last time I traveled to South Africa as a head of the Committee on Government Assurance, I was told by the commissioner, our High Commissioner in South Africa, that we have at least 1 million Ugandans in South of Africa. In those countries that make South Africa, we have about 1 million Ugandans there. I want to tell those Ugandans that we should learn not to run away from home because of social, political, or economic problems. We should seek to rectify those problems back home. Katinga baganda ebagamba nti omuggo oguli ewamulirwana tegugoba ki ngo. Tetujja kuddukira mawanga malala olw'okuba ebizibu birika. Tuyiga okumaliriza ebizibu byaffe awaka okusinga okulowooza nti tujja kunoonya greener pasture in other countries because it will never be green in a foreign country. Kyembadde ngamba bannayuganda ekibinja ky'abantu ekitandise ogamba nti twefuulira amakampuni g'aba South Africa gali kuno naffe tukole nga aba South Africa bwe bakoze ewaabwe. Kyangu nnyo okulowoozako bw'oba olowoleza kumpi nti gundi ankubye ewaabwe nange mukuba eno. Naye katulabe eri South Africa abatulwanyisa abantu ba bulijjo. Aba South Africa betulina makampuni agakozesa abantu baffe. Kati eri tufiiriddwa emirimu abantu babakomyawo emirimu gye babadde bakola eri gituweddeko. Ate tugobe n'abali wano abakozesa abantu baffe tujja kubanga twebonereza emirundi emeka ebiri. Ffenna tukkiriza South Africa kye bakola si kituufu. N'olwekyo ate naffe tetusaanye egamba nti naffe tukole ekitali kituufu kubanga ebiri ebibiri tebifuukamu kituufu. Nze kyeŋŋamba nti tukkiriza South Africa gye bavudde. Balwawo nga balwanyisa obusosoze bwa langi ne batayiga kukola nga balowooza nti bwe tunaamaliriza olutalo lwa apartheid ebintu bijja kuba birungi. Obwo bwe buzibu bw'okunyigiriza nti eggwanga bw'oba onyigiriza abantu bateekebwamu endowooza egamba nti gwanyigiriza bw'ogenda ebintu bijja kutereera. Abantu ne batasoma nti ebintu tebitereera butereezi era wabaayo okukola ki okukola n'okupakasa ennyo okusobola okuwangalira mu nsi muno emirembe. Abantu eri tebatulwanyisa kuba twagenze ne tubajjako emirimu gyabwe egy'obusawo, egy'obwayinginiya, egy'obwalooya, egy'okukola mu banka. Tuli eri tulwanira kasasiro. Abantu baffe bali ba ausigalo, basawo ba kinansi, basamba boyi, basitusi ba migugu. Ate gye emirimu aba South Africa si gye balwanira. Naye ffe batwekwasiza bwekwasa kubanga babayigiriza mu nkula yaabwe olwa apartheid nti bo baakula buli kizibu babaako ekibinja ky'abantu kye banenya, kati banenyeza ffe. Kati naffe ate tetujja bafaanana nti naffe tukwate wano emiggo tutandike okugoba Abafirika bannaffe. Ate nga Abafirika abo baleese kuno emirimu. Kuba kati gwe bw'ogamba nti no tulwane tuggalewo zi banka zaabwe kuno, tulwane tuggalewo kampuni zaabwe ez'amasimu, oba ogamba nti tulwane abantu baffe ababadde bakolayo baggwebweko emirimu. N'olwekyo nze ndowooza nti eyo enkola eyabo Mahatma Gandhi yagamba nti bwe tuliddira omuntu akugyemu eriiso naawe n'omugyamu eriiso tulimaliriza ensi yonna efuuse y'abaamuzibe. Tulina kulaba nga tubulirira banaffe aba South Africa bakomyeyo enkola naye nga ate naffe tetuteekwa kukola bwe tutyo. Ekirala nagende South Africa eyo omwaka guli nensanga ambasada waffe naŋŋamba nti bannayuganda abali eyo mu South Africa bawerayo miliyoni namba. Njagala gamba bannayuganda nti okudduka okwaffe olw'ebizibu by'ebyobufuzi, olw'ebizibu by'ebyenfuna n'olw'ebizibu by'embeera z'abantu tekujja kumala buzibu. Eyo gye tugenda buli naku tujja sosolwanga. Bannayuganda tulina okuyiga okwefungiza tulwanirire eggwanga lyaffe amakula tulibeeremu n'emirembe kubanga eggwanga lino ddungi nnyo n'okusinga eyo mu mawanga gye tukola ki gye tugenda. Tulina kuyiga kwevaamu tutereeze ensonga y'enfuga wano, governance issue wano yetutawaanya eggwanga lyaffe likole ki litutereerere. N'olwekyo ŋŋamba muganda wange oyo atandise kaweefuba ono nti tozanyira mirimu gy'abantu baffe munange. Amakampuni ago g'ogamba ofubutula abaana baffe gye bakola. Kakati bali abava South Africa bafiiriddwa emirimu ate nagino emirimu zino kampuni gye gitaddewo wano ate nagyo oyagala gitufe. Awo tujja kubanga abasiru abatema omuti kwe tutudde. Singa abadde alwana lutalo lwa bannayuganda ye yalivuddengayo n'akola n'alwanirira eddembe ly'abantu mu lujjudde. Twamuwabira wano emisango ng'ab'NUP ng'abaana baffe babuzibwawo nga tukubwa. Njijukira wano Oweekitiibwa Kyagulanyi yamuwabira omusango nga bamulemesezza okukola nga baggaddewo ebivulu bye. Mukijjukira palamenti wano ng'emaze ogamba ddeyo akole akakiiko k'eddembe ly'obuntu bwe yagendayo oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 6 nga tayingiranga mu musango. Omukyalo oyo yamuyombesa buyombesa n'amugoba. Nawulidde ebigambo byayogera ng'alabika ng'alwana olutalo olulwe ne bakamaabe naddala kati ng'alaba ekisanja kye kinaatera okukola ki okugwawo. Nze so njawula omuntu alwana olutalo lwa bannayuganda n'alwana olutalo lwe. Nze mpagira muntu alwanyisa Fugabbi, alwanyisa kutyobola ddembe ly'abuntu, so sobola kulwanyisa muntu alina ntalo ze ma office. Kyansonyi nnyo omuntu ogamba nti President oli mubi wawo omuntu ayagala eddagala lya RV omulimu. Kagamba alinga agamba nti omuntu bw'anaalwala nga siriimu bamusosole ku mulimu bamugobe. Ekyo ate ye omuntu alwanirira eddembe ly'obuntu yalibadde tayogera ne ku ekyo. Ekirala omuntu tayogera bw'atyo na bakamaabe. Mbadde musaba nga bw'alabye nti President akola bubi alizayininge agamba omulimu guno ngulese olw'ensonga eno embi n'eno era neegasse ku bannayuganda bannambooze abalwanirira eddembe ly'obuntu. Tumusaba ajjeyo n'alipoota zonna ezo z'abadde atuulidde ez'okutyoboola eddembe ly'obuntu. Olutalo luno lujja munyumira nnyo ng'alwanyisa kutyoboola ddembe ly'abuntu okusinga okuba ng'alwana ntalo ezize mu ofiisi.
Naye bane tuzanyisanga obudde kubanga obudde bubaawo abantu ne basirika naawe kituuka ekiseera ne kikutuukako. Omukyala wa Ngadi oyo ndowooza ye yasingira ddala okumalamu ensonga za human rights supu okuva lwe yafuuka commissioner chairperson w'akakiiko ako. Era akakiiko ako bannayuganda bakalaba bulabi. Sinze yalabye nga Wangadi ali awo akaaba. Kale bankozeeko lipooti, kale bankozeeko bino. kati Wangadya ne bwana akaaba atya bannayuganda accountability gye beetaaga ebbanga lyabadde amaze kuba mu address gye yawadde mbadde njagala kuwulira nsonga ki eza human rights zakozeeko mu bbanga lye era bannayuganda baali badde bagamba bulijjo tetumanyi nti omukazi akola naye ali mukaaba kakati waleeta abantu abatagwanidde kujja wano ani yamugamba nti yali asinze okugwanira abange yayina record ki mu kulwanyisa human rights abuse before bwe tuba tunoonya mu balamuzi tewaaliyo balamuzi bayimiriddewo ku nsonga za human rights so naye mwennyini his issue can be questioned naye nze mbamanyi bakaaba bwe batyo nga bawulidde tibanaatera okubajja okubakunkumula omukono mu kiki mu kibya kati walabika waliyo akalira akamwokya omanyi mwene ale mu mujjudde intrigue kati alabika yayagadde abeesookeyo ewa taata Natasha abagambe taata Natasha abantu bewaweereza bebaki bebabi kale how I wish na Wangadya yabadde awa accountability nti okuva lwe najja nga chairperson wa ensonga za human rights abuse tutambuza tuzikwasaganyiza bwe tuti ababadde bannemesa be bano ba politician naye mu video ze yazanye oba mu butambi bwe yazanye mulimu akokulwanyisa ekyo oba bali ku ntalo zaabwe ez'omunda Wangadya bye twetaaga okuwulira abantu abawambibwa wano mu Uganda human rights ekozeewo ki abantu abawambibwa ne batulugunyizibwa ne bavaayo ne bawano n'obujulizi nti banyambudde engoye ne bankuba ebifaananyi abange Wangadya okozeewo ki Wangadya twagala kutunnyonnyola biki byokozeewo mu abuse ezaaliwo mu bululu every time ogamba you want evidence febo yagala tukuleetera evidence ng'akakiiko kaweebwa budget kakati twagala okaabe and this goes to all abantu bebawa ebifo ne mulowooza nti muze kuweereza mwami Museveni mu kifo ky'okulowooza nti muze kuweereza bannayuganda buli mwenna bakulonze nga minisita bakulonze mu bifo byonna njagala obwongo bwammwe bambasaba obwongo mubuteeke kuweereza bannayuganda kubanga watuuka ekiseera kijja nga accountability ogenda giwa baki bantu era bebasobola n'okutaasaako bebasobola okukubira taata Natasha ne bamugamba taata Natasha tutuyambe omukazi abadde atuyamba omukazi abadde atukwatirako akoze bwati naye akakiiko ka Wangadya ako abantu bonna babadde bagendayo nga bakomplaininga nga kagoba bagobe siri mwerabira bwe yagoba Kyagulanyi ngaalinga atatutte ensonga erimu maki makulu abantu bangi abagenzeeyo on serious matters nga ye taziraba nga ziri serious yatugambako nitulekerawo okwekaabya oyo Wangadya batukuba emiggo batuyisa bubiri agamba tuli mu kukola ki mu kwekaabya kati naye akali wama abenyale mwongeremu akaliro abamulwana bongeremu akaki akaliro we need a serious commission era nsaba parliament eno bwebanga tuli serious ku nsonga za human rights mu ggwanga lino akakiiko kalina kubeera part of the accountability committees kalina okutondemwamu abantu nga balina contribution gye basobola okukola ki okukola eri serious oba anyway bwobanga tosobodde kukola recommendation kali akakiiko kawana aka human rights kabeere nga public accounts committee kabeere n'obukiiko kuba bannayuganda bayisibwa bubi kati bwe nalabye Wangadya nga akabira Simeo Wangadya abo President Museveni balonda si mu Human Rights Commission wokka kubanga yabagamba bannayuganda nti ennyumba yejjudde ebifo biki bingi era ekyo kyekimu ku bifo mweyateeka abo gwe bolabanga abatakola ki abatali batuufu so njagala ku advisinga bwobanga okyaweereddwa omukisa wakiri mu mwaka guno ogusembayo lwanako wakiri tukujjukirenga ng'omu ku bakyala abalwanirira kati wano Betty Kamya tugenda mujjukiranga newankubadde byamulemerera naye yavaayo n'agamba General Museveni tukole ku value for money oli ye yamugamba tokola ki tujja kujjukira Betty Kamya nti bwe yali wali yagezaako n'atugamba nti esente za Uganda zonna zibbibwa abantu 3.5 ekyo nekulikole nekikola ki nekigendako Wangadya tunakujjukirako ki kyogedde bingi
ekibinja ky'abantu ekitandise ogamba nti twefuulira amakampuni g'aba South Africa agali kuno naffe tukole nga aba South Africa bwe bakoze ewaabwe. Kyangu nnyo okulowoozaako bw'oba olowoleza kumpi nti gundi ankubye ewaabwe nange mukuba eno, naye katulabe eri South Africa abatulwanyisa abantu ba bulijjo. Eno aba South Africa be tulina makampuni agakozesa abantu baffe. Kati eri tufiiriddwa emirimu, abantu babakomyawo emirimu gye babadde bakola eri gituweddeko. Ate tugobe n'abali wano abakozesa abantu baffe, tujja kubanga twebonereza emirundi emeka ebiri. Ffenna tukkiriza South Africa kye bakola si kituufu. N'olwekyo ate naffe tetusaanye egamba nti naffe tukole ekitali kituufu, kubanga ebiri ebibiri tebifuukamu kiki kituufu. Nze kyeŋŋamba nti tukkirize South Africa gye bavudde, balwawo nga balwanyisa obusosoze bwa langi ne batayiga kukola, nga balowooza nti bwe tunaamaliriza olutalo lwa apartheid ebintu bijja kuba birungi. Obwo bwe buzibu bw'okunyigiriza, nti eggwanga bw'oba onyigiriza abantu bateekebwamu endowooza egamba nti gwanyigiriza bw'ogenda ebintu bijja kutereera, abantu ne batasoma nti ebintu tebitereera butereezi, era wabaayo okukola ki, okukola n'okupakasa ennyo okusobola okuwangalira mu nsi muno emirembe. Abantu eri tebatulwanyisa kuba twagenze ne tubajjako emirimu gyabwe egy'obusawo, egy'obwayinginiya, egy'obwalooya, egy'okukola mu bbanka. Tuli eri tulwanira kasasiro. Abantu baffe bali ba ausigalo, basawo ba kinansi, basamba boyi, basitusi ba migugu. Ate gye emirimu aba South Africa si gye balwanira. Naye ffe batwekwasiza bwekwasa kubanga babayigiriza mu nkula yaabwe olwa apartheid nti bo baakula buli kizibu babaako ekibinja ky'abantu kye banenya, kati banenyeza ffe. Kati naffe ate tetujja bafaanana nti naffe tukwate wano emiggo tutandike okugoba Abafirika bannaffe, ate nga Abafirika abo baleese kuno emirimu. Kuba kati gwe bw'ogamba nti no tulwane tuggalewo zibbanka zaabwe kuno, tulwane tuggalewo kampuni zaabwe ez'amasimu, oba ogamba nti tulwane abantu baffe ababadde bakolayo baggwebweko emirimu. N'olwekyo nze ndowooza nti eyo enkola eyabo Mahatma Gandhi yagamba nti bwe tuliddira omuntu akugyemu eriiso naawe n'omugyamu eriiso tulimaliriza ensi yonna efuuse y'abaamuzibe. Tulina kulaba nga tubuulirira banaffe aba South Africa bakomyeyo enkola, naye nga ate naffe tetuteekwa kukola bwe tutyo. Ekirala, nagende South Africa eyo omwaka guli nensanga ambasada waffe n'angamba nti bannayuganda abali eyo mu South Africa bawerayo miliyoni namba. Njagala gamba bannayuganda nti okudduka okwaffe olw'ebizibu by'ebyobufuzi, olw'ebizibu by'ebyenfuna n'olw'ebizibu by'embeera z'abantu tekujja kumala buzibu. Eyo gye tugenda buli naku tujja sosolwanga. Bannayuganda tulina okuyiga okwefungiza, tulwanirire eggwanga lyaffe amakula, tulibeeremu n'emirembe, kubanga eggwanga lino ddungi nnyo n'okusinga eyo mu mawanga gye tukola ki, gye tugenda. Tulina kuyiga kwevaamu, tutereeze ensonga y'enfuga wano, governance issue wano yetutawaanya, eggwanga lyaffe likole ki, litutereerere. N'olwekyo ngamba muganda wange oyo atandise kaweefuba ono nti tozanyira mirimu gy'abantu baffe munange. Amakampuni ago g'ogamba ofubutula abaana baffe gye bakola. Kakati bali abava South Africa bafiiriddwa emirimu, ate nagino emirimu zino kampuni gye gitaddewo wano ate nagyo oyagala gitufe. Awo tujja kubanga abasiru abatema omuti kwe tutudde. Singa abadde alwana lutalo lwa bannayuganda ye yalivuddengayo n'akola n'alwanirira eddembe ly'abantu mu lujjudde. Twamuwabira wano emisango ng'ab'NUP ng'abaana baffe babuzibwawo nga tukubwa. Njijjukira wano Oweekitiibwa Kyagulanyi yamuwabira omusango nga bamulemesezza okukola, nga baggaddewo ebivulu bye. Mukijjukira palamenti wano ng'emaze ogamba ddeyo akole akakiiko k'eddembe ly'obuntu bwe yagendayo oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 6 nga tayingiranga mu musango. Omukyalo oyo yamuyombesa buyombesa n'amugoba. Nawulidde ebigambo byayogera ng'alabika ng'alwana olutalo olulwe ne bakamaabe, naddala kati ng'alaba ekisanja kye kinaatera okukola ki, okugwawo. Nze so njawula omuntu alwana olutalo lwa bannayuganda n'alwana olutalo lwe. Nze mpagira muntu alwanyisa Fugabbi, alwanyisa kutyobola ddembe ly'abuntu, so sobola kulwanyisa muntu alina ntalo ze ma office. Kyansonyi nnyo omuntu ogamba nti President oli mubi, wawo omuntu ayagala eddagala lya RV omulimu. Kagamba alinga agamba nti omuntu bw'anaalwala nga siriimu bamusosole ku mulimu bamugobe ekyo ate ye omuntu alwanirira eddembe ly'obuntu yalibadde tayogera ne ku ekyo. Ekirala, omuntu tayogera bwato na bakama be. Mbadde musaba nga bwalabye nti pulezidenti akola bubi alizayininge agambe omulimu guno ngulese olw'ensonga eno embi neneno, era neegasse ku bannayuganda bannambooze abalwanirira eddembe lyaki ly'obuntu. Tumusaba ajjeyo n'alipoota zonna ezo z'abadde atuulidde ez'okutyoboola eddembe lyaki ly'obuntu. Olutalo luno lujja munyumira nnyo ng'alwanyisa kutyoboola ddembe lya buntu okusinga okuba ng'alwana ntalo ezize mu woofiisi.
konka atera kwata nini leberia eliya konka ateriya ne kwata ifunga kumaka ayibona ene wenyewe ebyo atayimuziyo just well just Vario. Lero ati iwe linda. After like 2 months, nakora mubatandika kushawangwari wekyalecho. We are going to do other things. Ndi orabora si wa parliament wakora much.
Wait, how old is the new hire?
I don't know, but he literally uses Excel.
You must be the new analyst.
Yes, first day.
6th floor. The team is quite dynamic.
You're the new hire?
10 years in the industry, different company.
Which tools do you use?
Excel, PowerPoint, the usual.
Right. Welcome. Henderson analysis. Full deck, client ready by Friday. Michael, what's your approach to client analysis?
I start with the data, build the
Members, right honorable speaker.
Yes.
Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of humanity, we beseech you to look upon with your abundant favor these your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important trusts in this land. Let your blessing descend upon them here assembled, and grant that they may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under their deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you've committed to their charge. Amen.
Item 2 on the other paper, administration of oaths. Of the Republic of Uganda, the clerk to Parliament notified the Electoral Commission of the existence of this vacancy in Parliament. On 25th June 2026, a by-election was held, and the Electoral Commission has in writing communicated the results to the clerk to Parliament, indicating that Nabiyaga Aida was elected as the woman representative Karangara. The member-elect is available and is ready to take and subscribe the oath of allegiance and of a member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, I seek your indulgence to allow her to undertake the oaths.
Permission granted. Maybe for you this side. Wait.
I, Nabaiga Aida, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, so help me God. I, Nabaiga Aida, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will give faithful service to this Parliament and support and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as by law established, so help me God.
Colleagues, when did we start clapping in Parliament? You know how we do it. Oh! Yeah. Honorable. It's honorable kind sign on the oath. Congratulations. I know I was with you in the 10th Parliament. You're back, so you know the procedures of this House. I want to give you a copy of the rules of procedure and the Constitution, and I wish you all the best. At the right time, I'm going to ask the government chief whip to designate you to the relevant committees. And Chief Whip, if you're ready today, okay, anytime. You might be having some other, usually we have some cases, some changes you want to make. So both sides, once they are concluded, they can always bring in those changes.
Item number 3 on the other paper, communication from the chair.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister and honorable members, I want to welcome you to today's sitting. As I was about to come to this House, the Honorable Mapenduzi gave me very sad news that last night a bus belonging to Opiti travelers traveling from Kampala to Guru had a head-on collision with an actress trailer in a Bobby at around 9:30 p.m. And government, they know what to do. Road safety is a very, very, very big issue. We've lost colleagues here before, we've lost relatives, we've lost our constituents, we've lost many people. It is an issue which all of us need to come and put our hands together to see how best we can promote road safety. In the meantime, honorable colleagues, I request you that we stand up and observe a minute of silence for the victims.
May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honorable colleagues, our system for clocking in is working. We are now taking cognizance of your presence in the House. So please don't enter the House without registering. The systems are on the door, and you know the repercussions of missing the House for 15 times without the permission of the presiding officer. So please. Honorable Zake wants to hear it properly. Yes. That if you miss a House 15 times, you risk losing your seat if you do it without the permission of the presiding officer. Now, those who are not able to come here physically, our rules provide for virtual attendance of the House. So, and once you attend virtually, whoever attends virtually, we record. Okay, we put it in the records of Parliament. So if you're not able to attend here, please attend virtually. And the rules that apply to physical attendance apply to virtual attendance. At the induction, I was telling colleagues, they were asking me about procedures and all that. We always send logins every day because we don't want, and this is a secure login because we don't want strangers to attend the House. Number 2, you must be dressed formally. I don't want you to attend the session when you're digging or you're in a car traveling, moving. Ensure you have a stable internet connection and you're in a room where you are only and only you, because we don't want strangers to tag on and attend the House. You're submitting and your child also submits. Can say, oh, Daddy, I also say this, and it goes on the handset. You know, yeah. So we want to be very, very clear on that. But would encourage as much as possible for you to attend physically. Now tomorrow we shall be having Prime Minister's time. There are very many questions I received today, and most of the questions are not questions of urgent nature. So there are questions which should be going to the Prime Minister. Please, these are questions you just take to the government chief whip lead of government business office, and they are always recorded. The Prime Minister always has questions for written responses and questions which come from you members directed for oral answer. So if I don't pick you today, please bear with me. Tomorrow is your day. We usually save Thursday to accommodate as many questions. Honorable Singoma, I saw your question. Yeah, yes. I saw it, so tomorrow I'll give you space. And Prime Minister, I'm sending some of the questions to your office so that you prepare the responses early. Honorable colleagues, for now, that's it. Matters of national importance. On my communication, I will allow two people, one here, another one here. I'll allow Honorable Opia Chuti. I allow Honorable Seungu. I needed let's say a lady. Huh? Okay, let me do this. Honorable Seungu, Honorable Amania Mokono, Honorable Alainos, Honorable no, on my communication. Yeah. Matters of national importance, I have them. I have not yet known, I know Honorable Mujungu, but I have not yet known, I need the one I don't know. Sorry, Honorable Mujungu, I'll give you an opportunity, don't mind. No, matters of national importance, I have them on the list already. I'll read from my list. Okay, on my communication, Honorable Pio, it was on my communication. And Honorable Mujungu, it was on my communication. Honorable Mujungu, was it on my communication? Okay. And Honorable Tim Gill, please. Honorable Pachuto on my communication, so let's do 1 minute, 1 minute. Huh? No, the ones I picked are enough on my communication. Is it on my communication, Honorable Seungo? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On road accidents, Mr. Speaker, sir, Minister of Works must come out and correct errors on the roads. Along Masaka Road, where I come from, Sinotrax have the biggest hooting on the roads, and many people are dying because of hooting. They are loose governing vehicles. Secondly, what type of roads do we have, Honourable Minister for Transport? We cannot have roads without infrastructure. No painting, no road signs. And how do we run a country where you tarmac roads and they remain dusty? Sincerely, Mr. Speaker, the issue of Sinotrax. I was a young man, by that time I was in primary, during Amini's regime, which cannot happen now, Mr. Speaker. But the lorries, we are not traveling at night. But Sinotrax are causing...
Conclude, Honorable.
They are causing a lot of accidents along the roads. Secondly, these buses one time they had speed governors. But these days they are no longer having speed governors. A lot of work is done by you, but it's not satisfactory. Honorable Minister, I am seeing you in the field. I'm happy with that. This is the beginning of your work. But kindly, the issue of people dying because of accidents. Mr. Speaker, motorcycles, borders have stronger lights than vehicles at night. All those are imported by government, and you sanction them. If not so, you are not arresting those who are bringing them in the country. How would you have a motorcycle along the road, a border? It gives flashes at night, stopping other people from seeing. And at the end of the day, people are dying. Here we are, morning 15. But if you take a real record of people dying every day on our roads, it's far, far painful, and something must be done by government. Mr.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, in the VIP gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation from the NRM Secretariat. They include the Honorable Dr. Nansu Garosme Seninde, Director Mobilization. Hello, our guests here, we don't clap. Okay? Here we don't clap, and I request clerk to always brief our guests, okay, before they enter the gallery. They were about saying Aremoye, and we started. And there the Prime Minister would jump and join right away, I know her. So I don't want us to take that route, okay? The Honorable Chatwire Jacqueline, Deputy National Treasurer. The Honorable Ambassador James Kinobe, Commissioner, NIM Electoral Commission. And the Honorable Emmanuel Dombo, Director for Information and Publicity. They've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me once again in welcoming them. And we are always happy to see our former colleagues coming to, because from here they advise us, they talk to us. We always love it. Honorable colleagues, also in the VIP gallery this afternoon, we have our sister, Honorable Kaya Christine Nachimwero, former district woman member of parliament for Chiboga. She has come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me once again in welcoming her. Colleagues, in the public gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation from Karangara district. They are Kaita Sande Gerard, chairperson NRM Karangara, and many other people. Oh, I can read the leaders. Narongo Nowerin, the mother to our sister the MP, Honorable Mr. Kazibwe Moses, chairperson, Botumirar, Kachanga, Kavuma Adrian, the husband to Honorable Aida. Now he's an MP by association, but not by accessing emoluments. And no, that one he begs. He doesn't. But by association, it's direct. Honorable Nabasidye Perus, Councillor LC5. Mr. Chiveru, His Worship Chiveru Dodovic, Mayor Karangara. Namsango Harriet. Karemba Charles, LC3 Chairperson, Bubike. And Narukwago Teddy, LC1 Chairperson, Kibanga. They are represented in Parliament by Honorable Gorobi Wire Bagayente, Bujumba County, and Honorable Birunji Caroline Nanyondo, Chamsa County, Karanga District, and they've also come to observe proceedings of this House as their woman MP is sworn in. Please join me once again, colleagues, in welcoming them. Yes. Yes. Kidiandongo.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. In October 2025, we experienced a very terrible head-on collision accident in Kiriandongo involving buses, and about 64 passengers perished. The President of the Republic of Uganda made a commitment to compensate families of the dead and those injured. 5 million to the dead, and the injured 1 million. But until today, we have not received anything, and the families of those who perished continue engaging the district RDC for the compensation. So maybe the Prime Minister can help us take on this. Then finally, on the issue of accidents also, I would like to implore. It's a very important, valid point.
No, but you switched on the microphone without my permission. Yeah. You see, when it's off, you sit. And yeah, first take your seat, Honorable. So, yeah. So now take. I've allowed you to go now.
Thank you. I would like to implore Minister of Works to establish a hospital whereby each and every driver going to renew their driving permit must be tested. Because when we go to the driving permit offices, they just issue these permits. But when you test these drivers medically, because most of these drivers are DMC, drivers in dangerous condition. So if they test us and then we qualify for renewal of permits, I think this will help reduce the rate of accident. Thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues, apart from specific matters, like the one raised of the contribution, I wouldn't even call it compensation, I'd just say contribution towards either medical or burial expenses, you know. The rest, I would want, if they are not very direct, then the committee, that's why we have committee leaders here, to be observant. This help you when you're doing your work. Otherwise, not everything will be responded to. So Prime Minister will respond at once. Let me just allow Honorable Pachuto.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to congratulate you to that high office that you have retained. Allow me also to congratulate my fellow fisherwoman, Honorable Ida. Welcome back to the House. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for highlighting the issue of accidents and my passionate appeal to the Minister of Works. Many times these accidents are caused by stationary vehicles. I would appeal that there be a system, a mechanism in place whereby anybody, any truck owner or vehicle owner that the vehicle maybe has issues and cannot remove the vehicle or repair within a day, there should be some parking yard on the highways where the ministry
Okay, conclude. Yeah.
Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, where they can tow these vehicles and have them parked there and then the owners come and repair them. Mr. Speaker, we are losing very productive Ugandans that could really contribute to the development of this country because of such careless, reckless kind of unmanaged situation. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Asnas, was it on my communication? Okay? If it was on my communication.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, in the 11th Parliament, we did resolve that government through Ministry of Works do reinstate the use of speed governors. I wanted the Ministry of Works and Transport to update this Honorable House how far they have gone on implementing the resolution of the House, but also what our dear sister has said. We did also resolve that if a car gets a mechanical problem in the 11th Parliament, the owner, at his cost or her cost, together with police, they work together that it is told. So we also want the Minister of Works to update us how far, because even the Prime Minister is here. So was part of that meeting together with Uganda Police and other officers from the Ministry of Works.
Thank you. I had picked Honorable Pio Achuti.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. On the issue of road accidents, Right Honorable Speaker, in the last Parliament, I recall that we came up with a committee under the Speakership's office, and they came up with clear resolutions and action items. I would appeal that those action items be retrieved so that the Ministry of Works and the necessary agencies can follow on it. But related to that, Right Honorable Speaker, on that Gulu Highway where the accident took place, there's a section from Kamdini proceeding to Lira up to Soroti. That road is under construction and is being finalized. Unfortunately, where the bends are and where you have the trading centers, the road markings allow for overtaking. I have raised this issue several times, even to the contractor. They have not taken action. 2 weeks ago, we had an accident there. We are going to continue having more accidents if that is not. There is need for the Minister of Works to urgently intervene. Even the police last week also raised the same complaint, misleading road signs by the contractor on the road. Thank you.
Honorable Isaac.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, just alluding to some of the submission of our honorable colleagues. The entire stretch, the northern route, going all the way to Gulu, the biggest accident right now is due to the potholes which are not being filled by the Ministry of Works. We have got a high volume of passengers now traveling at night. So these buses, because of little lighting along the road, they do not see some of these potholes. And that is how they end up swerving towards another vehicle and we get head collisions. And that is how we are getting accidents. Can we have those potholes actually filled to make sure that the road is safe? And Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the Minister of Works that we are still getting accidents and deaths along the Jukia Road. We passed a loan here of $20 million for works to begin on Nebi Goli Road, the 16 kilometers. Nothing is happening on the ground. What are you going to do? Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, you remember in 11...
Honorable Minister for Works. Thank you, Honorable Isaac.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I do, and some of these are even some of them who suffer in Mulago, but for this very accident which I've just mentioned, the preliminary reports show that the cause of the accident was overspeeding. But Honorable Speaker, I request, I've noted the advice given to us by honorable colleagues. And also, I request at least a period of 2 weeks, I bring a statement to this House showing the comprehensive plan we are working together with the Department of Traffic Uganda Police and the other stakeholders who support us in road safety, so that you can advise us further on that plan. If it is good, we guide to implement. If you need us to change, we shall change. Then we bring it.
So, Honorable Minister, two things. One, the colleagues have alluded to the resolutions of this House. And you know, when the House makes resolutions, there is action taken. So I will ask the clerk to once again avail you a copy of those resolutions, because you have just been appointed, so that you can show us the action you've taken or you plan to take on those. That's number one. Number two, with regard to the statement you're saying you bring here in 2 weeks, I would propose you take it to the Committee on Physical Infrastructure, so that together with your technical staff, okay, you go through it comprehensively, and if the committee finds it needs to report here, it will report. But here usually the report is for resolutions. So if it's not for resolutions, then the committee would just help you to enrich, and then you keep engaging with us here. I think that would, but there are specific questions which the members raised. They're very, very specific, which were not general, which needed quick action from you as a minister. Okay, like the issue of, I expected you to respond to Honorable Pio on speed overtaking lanes in the busy trading centers where they are working on the road. Then the issue raised by Honorable Isaac on the run for Gori, which we passed. I think Honorable Linus also. But there is one for the Prime Minister from Honorable Linus. Please, I don't know if you can respond.
Right Honorable Speaker, on the issue of the road sign on the road, we mentioned it even in the last Parliament, that we're working out on the plan. The road signs we have, they are so attractive, more especially they are metallic. The ones we put, they are so attractive to our people. We're working on the plan to bring the ones which are not attractive, so that they can last long on the road. Most of them we use the poles, and where we put the signs, they take them, they sell them in terms of scrap. You arrest people, tomorrow they come back.
But we're working out a plan where we can have those ones which are not attractive, which can last longer. And we remain committed, we shall do that. Then the issue of bring back the speed governors, I've noted that one is concerned. We're going to go back and see to our people. We see how best we can bring it up, serve our people. Then on the Nebigori Road, Honourable Speaker, we are working to ensure that the finance finalizes with the contractor, and very soon the contractor will report on site once he finalizes everything with the Ministry of Finance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, Kraka will request you forward a copy of this component of the answer to the Minister on those specific issues which members raised. And he's able, because I know how he works. Now he will quickly move into action. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and members, I have two questions. One is on the issue of testing our drivers before they are recommended to have a renewed license to drive on our roads. I have been sharing with the former Minister of Health, and she has told me that the facilities to check all our drivers are in our national or regional referral hospitals, national and regional referral hospitals, where they can check your non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, diabetes. They can also check your eyes to see whether the eyesight is okay, because there are those drivers who cannot see during night, and many others. So let us advise our communities to take advantage of the already existing facilities in our regional referral hospitals. On the Kampala-Gulu highway, where we lost 64 lives, I would request my brother to provide me with a list so that including the names of the deceased, the next of kin, their contact, the districts where they come from, the villages where they were buried, the next of kin, and their contacts. Then we shall take it to the president. Our president is a parent. He will definitely support those families with the 5 million Uganda shillings and the 1 million for those who went for treatment. But those who went for treatment, we will need evidence to see that they were treated in the hospitals. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister. Matters of national importance, Honourable Natwinde Riab. Colleagues, I have your names here, you don't need to stand up. I have your names, those who are cleared.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. My name is Riab Natwinde, Member of Parliament from Ndogwa County West. Right Honourable Speaker, we have an issue of Kabale Lake Bunyonyi Road. Last year, the government of the Republic of Uganda launched that road, and it was meant to promote tourism and business around Kabale. But unfortunately, the contractor, Samcrit Egypt Contractors, has abandoned the site. He has actually removed all the materials, and we are wondering, and the people of Kabale, especially those who are involved in the tourism sector, are actually worried. The businesses are down, and even the production levels have gone down. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inquire from the Honorable Minister of Works so that you can intervene. The money.
Honorable Minister, I'm the one who launched that road on behalf of the President. What has happened? Even the contractor brought equipment. Did he take them away after?
Right Honorable Speaker, I know the road, Kabaleke Bunyonyi, and that contractor is the contractor who was going to work on the Mugainga road. Those are tourism roads. And as I speak now, we are considering terminating the contract of that contractor on grounds that he had no capacity. And my technical people, they informed me this is a loan. When you're taking a loan, this should be competitive bidding. They had written to the bank that we shouldn't have a contract with this person when they had anticipated that the person didn't have capacity. But the bank refused and accepted, said, let's take this person. Actually, we have received information, even the bank itself, they have instituted an investigation why when our officers raised the red flag, but the bank went ahead to procure this contractor. But we are taking up within a few weeks, we shall have terminated that contract and you will get a new contract on board. This morning we met the African Development Bank people.
Please go ahead.
We agreed. I've also been consulting the Minister of Finance. We are working out the plan and it has given an instruction, yes, as you bring the plans to terminate, but also bring the plans to get the contract immediately.
Thank you.
And we shall solve that mess.
Thank you. Honorable Mafabi Asha, clarification is to a member holding the floor and I don't have any. Honorable Asha Mafabi. Procedure, Honorable Nsamba, procedure. Sorry. Honorable Mafabi, you can see.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, there are so many projects of the nature that the ministers talked about that are being abandoned. These people get the contracts, they are paid a big chunk of the money, and they take off. And that is a very big problem, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, before he runs to terminate that one, can we as Parliament, Right Honorable, ask the Minister to come with all abandoned projects to this House so that Parliament is informed, but also Ugandans are informed and the decisions are taken with our information so that we know what to do when we are
Honorable colleague,